This week on the PrecursorCast, Zaitan attacks Tess. Militus drinks too much after defeating Zaitan last week, and the Precursor Guild rallies up to get their guild hall. It is time to wind it up. It's the PrecursorCast, episode 7. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the PrecursorCast. I am Boom, and we have easily the best show we've ever brought to you. We have so much amazing stuff, and it's just on the eve of the night that Santa comes to visit you. So it's going to be a fun time for everybody. So if you're listening to this, happy holidays to you. I am, as always, joined by Tess and Militus. How are you guys doing tonight?
I am awesome.
I am a cotton-headed ninny-mongan.
Oh, no! You're not a cotton-headed ninny-mongan. No, you're not.
I was a close, I don't know, I was thinking about calling Boom, or saying to Boom, you sit on a throne of lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
You smell like beef. You disgust me.
You're not Santa.
I know him.
It's me, buddy.
Well,
at least my hat's a wreck. That's all I gotta say.
I think it's great. Look at how pointy that thing is. That thing goes to the sky. That's like you've done something wrong.
It's like a holiday dunce cap.
It is. It is. It's great. It's like you were the elf that did something wrong. This is what that looks like.
You could say that.
Well, this is fantastic. We are going to have so much fun. We've got, like I said, a wonderful show. And we're going to start off with a game again, as I like to do. We're going to go ahead, and I'm going to cue up a little different sound here, because we are going to do a game that I'm so excited about. This game is called Be-Whack at Trivia Crack. Be-Whack at Trivia Crack.
I can't believe it's back.
You see, here's
nice, Tess.
Here's the thing.
Done.
Here's the thing about Trivia Crack. So we're gamers. We like games, and Trivia Crack is a very, very, very popular game out there, right? And so I want you to be successful at Trivia Crack whenever you get a chance to be on there. Now, what I like to do though is I like to give you some obscure trivia from somewhere where you won't know, where it's coming from, because we happen to have 7 listeners from Romania. And I felt as if we wanted to give them a special tribute. So they're in Romania, and we wanted to do a Be-Whack at Trivia Crack aimed at our 7 listeners from Romania.
Especially since they make up 50% of our listener base.
Yeah, that's like
Tens
half of our
listeners.
People. Yeah, so all 7 of our Romanian listeners, we're huge in Romania, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, are these good. Like the box ratings where 7 equals like 7 million?
It's not. This is actually 7. It could be. Yeah. It's not. It's 7 people. So anyway,
actually,
I wanted to include them in this. So I'm going to give you guys a few questions about Romania. Are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
Tess is going to kick my butt like she always does. Let's go.
Here's the funny part is I don't remember which answer on this sheet is correct. So
this should be really funny.
It's gonna. I think I have them. We'll see what it is. Okay, out of the top 10 wine-producing countries in the world, what rank is Romania? What do you think Romania ranks out of the top 10 wine-producing countries in the world? So the first one is 1. They're number 1.
Wait, this doesn't make sense. Out of
because you said top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah, out of the top 10 wine-producing countries. I didn't say this was going to be a hard quiz, so let me give everything. Okay, out of the top 10 wine-producing countries in the world, what rank is Romania? A is 1.
No.
Okay, it's possible they could be number 1.
No.
B is 15.
I'm going to take a wild guess that that's not within 10, so I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
C is 9. and D
Okay.
is 23. By the way, this is just
C.
how hard Trivia Crack is. Trivia
I'm
Crack is
going to
not
go
any
with
harder.
C as well.
There you go. You guys have it right. Congratulations. See, it's not. I didn't say.
So,
it.
so I just out of curiosity, would Italy be one?
France is one.
France?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I'm
who's
married
number
to a
one.
sommelier.
But all I know is it is number 9. Now, which invention was created by? And I'm going to butcher some of these names. Craiova.
Craiova.
Petrov.
Great. She knows the name.
Ponaru
Great.
in 1799 to 1875 and was patented in May of 1827. So what invention was created by Petrov
I think I know.
Ponaru in 1799?
I'm going to take a guess first, so Tess doesn't think I'm
Alright,
stealing
so-
from her.
Well, let
A is
him
the
read them.
A is the electric scooter. B is the fountain pen. C is sewn-in underwear kilt. And D is a taco-like eating device called the Petrache.
Given
me?
no, with the name, I'm definitely not going with taco like eating device. I definitely electric scooters out, so it's down to fountain pen
That's what
Or
I'm
so-
going with.
or sewn in underwear kilt. I was going to go with fountain pen.
No, go with
as
fountain
well.
pen. We can both go with fountain pen.
Yeah, I'm going to go with fountain pen.
All right, it is indeed the fountain pen. All the
We're
rest were
tied.
completely made up by Boom. Just so you know. As I make up all
Sorry,
my
sharpening my dunce hat here.
All right. The
Go, we're
earliest
good.
Homo sapiens fossils up to now were discovered in 2002 in southwestern Romania. They call it the Cave of Bones. These fossils are how old? The earliest Homo sapiens fossils up to now were discovered in 2002 in southwestern Romania.
Homo
The
sapien
Cave
fossils.
of Bones. Did I say that wrong? And,
No,
No.
you're
okay.
fine.
No, I just want to make sure we got the
Yeah,
right
Homo
species here.
sapiens. Yes,
Homo
yes,
sapiens. Okay.
Yes, okay. So A is 37,800 to 42,000 years old. B is 15,600 to 23,000 years old. C is 2,300 to 5,690 years old. And D is 48,980 to 55,980 years old. What do you guys think?
I'm going to go with C.
I'm going to go a bit older and go with B, 15,000 to 23,000.
The correct answer, and this is where I'm going to screw up, guys. I'm sorry, because I needed to highlight it. It is either A or D, but I believe it is A.
Oh,
So we're wrong either
that
way.
old? Really? No,
Yes.
but that's not Homo sapien.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
would be.
Really?
Yes. And it's in the Cave of Bones, which, by the way, would make a fantastic new expansion to Guild
Cave
Wars
of
2,
Bones.
right? Or it could at least be a dungeon. And you could just be like, I'm going to go to the Cave of Bone dungeon. All right, we only have a couple more questions, and then we're going to move on to all of the great Guild Wars 2 stuff. But again, this is to better you because... we
Shout
want
out to
know more
Romania.
about Romania. Okay, so Romania is known for having one of the largest blank populations in Europe. Here we go. So here are your choices. A, horse. B, Speedo-wearing old men.
Definitely. No
C
question.
is gypsy. And D is accountant. Okay, so there's your choices. So Romania is known for having one of the largest blank populations in Europe. Horse, Speedo-wearing old men, gypsy, or accountants. What do you guys think?
C.
Yeah, I'm going to say without sounding too much of a jerk.
Romany, I think, is the technical term.
Yeah, I want to say gypsy as well, C.
It is, in fact, gypsy, but the Speedo-wearing old men were close second.
Yeah, that's
I
really
knew it.
Just so
I
you
knew
know,
it.
but it was a gypsy. All right.
It's not
See,
like the two groups are mutually exclusive.
this is the funnest part about BWAC at Trivia Crack is that you can pretty much work through these answers. All right, the first ever perfect 10 in the Olympic Games was given to Romanian gymnast Nadia Comaneci.
Oh, I know this one.
Which
without
Olympic
question.
Games did she score the perfect 10? So which one did she score the perfect 10? So here we go. South Korea in 1988, Canada in 1976, the Soviet Union in 1980, or the United States in 2002. What do you guys think?
You know it, you say, Militus.
I think I do. I'm like 90% sure I know it.
I don't know. I'm gonna say C, Soviet Union, 1980.
Militus?
And I'm gonna say B, Canada. That's 76.
It is, in fact, B, Canada, in 1976. I was hoping to fool you guys with the United States in 2002, because that was the one where it was up here in Park City, Utah, where I am buried.
No, she's much older than that.
But yeah, it was much older than that. It was Canada in 1976. So congratulations, everybody.
Militus won! Yay, Militus!
I won.
BWAC
It's the hat. It's the freaking hat.
at Trivia Crack. There you go. All right. I thought that was kind of fun. Tess, tell them how they can get a hold of us.
Me. Okay. You can visit our website at pc.kindofabigdealgaming.com. You can tweet us at PrecursorCast. You can email us at precursorpodcast@gmail.com. You can check out our Twitch channel live every Wednesday at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific at twitchtv.precursorcast.
When we're on time.
When we're on time. This week was my fault. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
You can visit our Facebook at facebook.com/precursorpodcast or
625-1337.
That's supposedly.
There you go. I just need to add Militus's leet sound effect in there. That was super fantastic. Well, you can definitely do that. Be sure, by the way, we're also on iTunes. Be sure to let us know on there what you think of the show. Reviews are awesome. If you give us a 5-star, we'll be sure to shout you out on the show. So get out there and go do an iTunes review. That would be super awesome, and we would love that. All right.
now. Wait, I've got a really quick interjection before our moment of bleh.
702-625-1337.
Yeah. And that's this. So not only are we live for our podcast every Wednesday on Twitch, we also occasionally stream, especially Tuesday nights when we do our guild stuff. And this is a quick little story about Mama Tess. So my mother is a hardcore gamer. She has never listened to a single podcast we've done.
Never?
And-
like, not even like some...
No. And so she finally said, okay, well, I'm going to listen. And so I set everything up for her. And I guess last night we were playing on our guild stuff, and she was playing ESO. And she was on TeamSpeak, and all of a sudden audio started, people talking about, downing all these bosses. And she's like, who's talking? I didn't even know we're doing this. She switches over to TeamSpeak. None of the lights are on. She's like, what the heck is this? It was our broadcast. She spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out how to sign into Twitch so she could say hi. But she sat there and watched us, and she thought it was great. She thought it was funny watching us do our stuff.
That's
So
great.
there
is
you go.
Is
Mama Tess
watching us right now?
accidentally watched us.
Is she accidentally watching us right now, do you think?
I
Is this
don't
ESO
know.
Well, hey,
She
Mama
might
Tess,
be.
if you're
It's
watching
possible.
us, we're here.
Hi, Mama
And-
Tess.
Hi, Mama Tess.
We hope you're having a great time in ESO, although Guild
Merry
Wars 2
Christmas, Mama
is
Tess.
a great game. Just saying. All right. All right, well, let's go ahead then and move on. Tess, what this week really struck you as your moment of zen?
Okay, we got our guild haul. I'm so happy. It was so much fun. Oh my god. Just holy crap. Like, so many expletives want to come out of my mouth right now. That is how awesome it was. We really lucked out. We logged in last night to do a whole bunch of stuff and just happened to have a ton of people on. So we were like, I know, let's go run our guild hall. Boom dropped the coin. We unlocked the guild hall. We all went out, and it was, let's make sure we don't leave anybody out, but it was Neo and Grey Rook and
Slash Lizard? Or is it
Slash Lizard. I think he goes by something else, but we'll call him Slash Lizard until I remember. It's Pain something.
Pain Claw.
Pain Claw. And then the three of us, and some other guildies came out to join, but they weren't 80 yet, so they couldn't run it. But we got our guild hall. Not only did we get our guild hall, we also got our tavern, and we just need a few more shovels, and we've got our mine. So I'm so happy. That was my moment of meh.
Was really, really fun.
It was epic, right, guys?
I got to admit.
It was epic. It was so much fun.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much fun that was.
I
It was
And Hall does
Yeah.
not quite capture the scope and size of this
it's
thing. It
huge.
should be called Guild Continent
Yeah,
instead of Guild Hall. It's
Yes.
huge. It's
it's
huge.
ginormous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
you
big.
get like an entire zone
Yeah.
for your guild hall, let's call it. But it's not. It's really just this like big gigantic zone. And the one that we chose is in this old ancient city, and like the bridge is all solid gold, and there's all this really cool stuff going on in there. And I really can't wait to unlock some of the stuff and see what everything is gonna like. I just, I want to see everything that's possible in there. I just don't even know what's going to be possible, but I'm super, super excited. It was
Well-
really, really monumental to do that. And I love the way Guild Wars 2 decided to do this, by the way.
Yeah, it's addicting because today, that's why I was late because I was in game. I gave ArenaNet their monthly tithe and got some money, bought some gold, and bought a chunk of things, made some stuff so that we can start unlocking more things in our guild hall. So, oh my gosh, it's going to suck all of my money away, but I don't care. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And
And I got everything for my 4th piece of Ascended gear.
Wow.
Ooh, wow. That's awesome.
I took all of my 4th piece of Ascended gear, and I just was like, you know what? I'm going to throw it into the guild hall. And that's what I did.
Because you're that selfless boom.
Actually, I think, as I was thinking about it, I think I only have one piece. So it would have been my 2nd piece of Ascended gear. I need to get more Ascended gear. I have the sword, and I have the breast, but I don't have anything else.
And I don't
So
have the
she's-
weapon. You guys, take that hat off. You are a mini-headed Mully Muggins.
Every week it's
I don't know
something,
what the
right?
line is.
It's a very try not
I'll
to
stop
be a-
talking.
we try not to be a PG-13 show, but we end up
Fail.
being that way every time. Yeah, no, I was just gonna add. So when you go in and you get this guild hall, they don't just like give it to you. So you don't just pay a bunch of money and get your guild hall. You pay your money, and then they transport you to the entrance. And then when you go into the entrance, you have to do battle with some bosses that are, I don't know, they're at least dungeon-like, but they're kind of almost raid-like in their mechanics, the way they work. And you have to beat them, and then once you beat 5, it's kind of like done in rounds. So you got to beat 5 different rounds of these bosses, and you have a time limit, which was the thing that was the scariest to me, because I don't like time limits. And so once you down them, once you down one, you have more time, so you can go down the other, and then vice versa. And if you
Vine tenders, right? Ugh.
yeah, you had to get the vine tender.
Vine
first.
tenders
There
suck.
were some Dicosauri thrown in the mix.
There were
Sarai?
definitely
That's
They're
plural.
plural.
some.
I know.
They were
I
in
just think
there.
it's awesome.
But if you fail on one, it fills up with poison gas, and so you lose that, and then you have to jump back in and get the next one. So if you were, let's say, at 3 of 5 of the bosses, and you lose one, you would go down to 2 of 5, and then if you lost the next one, you'd go down to 1 of 5, and then you could eventually lose all the way.
No,
out.
that's not how it worked.
I'm pretty sure that's how it worked.
No, there was just a timer. Chat, tell me if I'm right. There was just a timer, and you had this much time to get 5 total. And if you lost one, you didn't lose one of your count. You just
Oh.
wasted your time.
Are you sure about that? Because
I am pretty sure.
I thought we lost one of our counts because we downed one extra boss in there.
No, we didn't. I think you were mistaken that you thought that we beat the first one, and we did not.
Oh,
We almost beat the first one.
So the first one was on a timer.
They were all on a timer.
On the
The
same-
whole
on the same
event
timer.
is on a same timer.
So how did we not beat the first one?
We just didn't get it. I mean,
Um,
yes, each individual one is also on a timer, but the entire
That's what I was
event
gonna
is
say.
on one big timer.
Well, all I know is you have to go into this thing, and it's kind of cool and it's more complicated. So it's not like they just hand you this guild hall. You have
No.
to actually do something for it. And I liked that because it brought us together for the evening, all centered around one kind of goal. And I've always said this, if you really want to have great friends in game and you want to have a lot of fun with other people, you have to have shared experiences. You have to have something that you work on together that you overcome that kind of gives you that experience to kind of, build the foundation of your friendship. And that's what happened last night. And so it was really, really fun to have that event take place like that. I was super thrilled. That was great.
It was so much fun, and I couldn't
It was
believe
fun.
we had some pretty awesome guildies come out, and new guildies that we'll list them all at the end like we usually do. But people came out that had no business running with us, like
No.
absolutely no business running with us, and in the opposite of the way that sounds. Like
Gotcha.
they had like, but while we were waiting for Militus because he was doing family stuff. And so while we were waiting, they're just starting to pull out all their legendaries. Like, look at this one I have, and I have this one too. And they had like 17. We got a little show of all the different legendaries possible. It felt like
It was
it
so
was
crazy.
amazing.
I was so
And
thrilled about that. Like getting to see
Slash
all those
Lizard
legendaries.
ditched his raid to go.
Did he really? Did he
Yeah.
really?
I think they were actually. I think they were actually finishing up, but it was like I couldn't
nice.
believe that he
I know, it was nice.
came out.
It was nice.
Yeah, at the end of the run, I think I said something to the effect of, "You guys are like saying thanks for helping us out," and I said something like, "Thanks for carrying us through
Yes.
this process," because that's pretty much what happened. Although I did break out the mad heals with my druid. Did you guys see me throwing the
Yeah.
heals?
It did help. Too.
Oh, it
When
was
we,
fun.
When we were
It
all
was
grouped
fun.
up, all of a sudden we were healed. Like I felt as long as we could stay grouped up, we could defeat anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty epic. Grey Rook in chat did mention to us, so the more you fail, the more your poison meter fills up. And if you
Right.
got full
Yeah.
of the poison meter, then you fail. So I was
Yeah.
mistaken. So I apologize for that. But it was, again, you just got to do it. So if you're in a guild out there and you don't have your guild hall yet, go run that and get that thing done because it's a lot of fun. And
If
we
you've
did it
got
with
some
5
geared people, you can
so
do it
was
with
good.
5.
Yeah, we did it in 5 and we were fine. It was not a big deal. I mean, we did it. We didn't wipe for the whole thing, so that was good. And so yeah, I thought
We
was
got it
kinda
on our
fun.
first try.
Exactly. Militus, how about you? What is your moment of zen?
Hold on. Do you see the tip of my hat?
I do. I see that. That was good.
So,
You're gonna hurt somebody with that hat, man.
my moment of zen is, I don't know, it's about loot. I see a common theme always coming up in Militus's moment of zen. It's all about the loots. So I got on the boss train. I've been getting on the world boss train pretty much every other day or so in Gorse too, the last week, and having a lot of fun. And so I jumped on the world boss train the other day, and just so happened the first boss I jumped on was Tequatl. You guys have done this boss before?
Yeah.
Tequatl?
He's actually one of the harder ones.
Listen, I just got to say this, but before I tell you the piece of loot I got, I'm sitting there waiting for the event to start, and Tequatl kind of, you hear the voiceover, look, the dragon showed up, and he kind of swoops down and he perches on this
Yeah.
like
Outcropping,
island out in the
yeah.
water. And again, I'm going to get back to my corny moments where I just go, wow. But like I think we take that for granted this game. Like I'm looking and everybody's getting ready to fight the boss. I'm watching him swoop down. I'm like, wow, like that's pretty awesome, that animation. Yeah. Anyways, fight him. I get through the fight, and what do you do after a war boss fight? You get out your salvaging equipment and you go to town, right? Cleaning out your bags.
Right.
So I start cleaning out my bags, and I get to this point, and I see this pink chest. I'm like, I have a pink chest in my inventory, and it said Coal Forge's chest. I was like, okay. So I double click, and it said, please pick one of these ascended weapons. I was like,
oh my gosh.
holy crap! I got a freaking ascended weapon! And I started looking, I'm like, oh. And then I looked at the stats, I'm like, oh man. Like, this it had crit and condition damage on it, I think. And I'm like, that's not what I want. I wanted Berserker stats. So being a good guildie, what I do, I type in the guild chat, look guys, I got a freaking ascended weapon. But, sad face, it has the wrong stats. And that's when our great friend Guildie Neo's like, it's okay, Militus. We have the Mystic Toilet.
Just
And I'm like,
relax. Just relax.
what do you mean? And so anyways, that'll lead to my moment of noobness later, but I was able to kind of change my stats on the weapon. But hey, I got a freaking ascended weapon. How cool is that, guys?
That is awesome.
It took me months to build mine, and you just go out there and just have it drop.
Are you gonna?
Just
Are
like
we
that.
holding what you turned it into until your new moment?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Then I won't ask because I'm really excited to hear.
Yeah, but I want to tell you what I turned it into.
So
But it was so cool to have it. And here's the thing, like you guys know, I've been out in Ore,
Yeah.
farming ancient wood to try to get my bow, my hunter. Dear God, not my hunter, my huntsman skills.
Yes, yes.
Up to ascended level, and I was nearly there. I was like close to 500, and bam, I get that drop. How cool is that? So that's my moment of zen for the week. What about you, Boom?
That
Blech.
was. I
Blech.
don't even know if I can compete with that. Having an ascended weapon drop like that, in this game where you really need that stuff. That is a great drop. The funny part is that we've now officially had an ascended weapon drop, but none of us have ever had a Black Lion key drop.
I know.
Note to the RNG gods at ArenaNet,
Yeah.
please help us with that.
Yeah, so we can get this thing that took me months to craft. That possibly could drop. We now officially know that can possibly drop. But if you want a Black Lion key, not a chance. Not a chance it's going to happen. All right, well, my moment of zen. As always, I have so many moments of zen. I just, it's just the way it is. But I got to run with guildies this week, and that's my whole thing this week is our guild has been growing. And it's been growing every week quite a bit. And I got some time to just actually go and meet some of these people and just spend some time with them and chat with them and talk with them. So I did some PvP with Grey Rook, who's also in chat tonight. How are you doing? That was so fun. And we went and we did lose every time. But that's not his fault.
But it
That
wasn't because of Grey Rook.
No, it was definitely not him.
It's probably because
Definitely
of you,
not
Boom.
him. It
I'm gonna
was
use
definitely
Tesla's
me.
logic. And if I'd have been there, it'd have been because of me.
It was definitely me. But it was still that's the best part. That was the thing I wanted to explain. We didn't win. I still had so much fun. It just was great to play with him and be on there and doing all this. And so it wasn't about winning or losing to me. It was actually about just getting out there and participating and having some fun. And we were playing ranked, by the way, so it was kind of serious. We were trying to break out of that. I was trying to break out of that first rank. So it was a lot of fun, and we were getting grouped up with some bad dudes, man. They were taking us to town, but it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. Then I got to so I got on, and Militus was on there, and Militus is like, boom. You've got to go into /Lizard's home instance.
Yes, big time.
And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you got to get in there. Pain Claw /Lizard. And so I was like, okay. So
Neo took me around his today.
Did he? Okay. So
Yeah.
Slash is like, he's like, I'm going. Are you going to go? And I was like, at first I was kind of, I'll be honest, I was like, I got to go do this thing and I don't know what it is. And I don't know. I was just being kind of poopy about it. But then I went and I joined him in there. And it was just like, having a whole zone of just mats. I just went in there and just got all the mats. It was amazing. It was
Now,
so
Boom,
fun.
you do know that your home instance doesn't have those things.
Yes, I do know. Mine has
Okay.
nothing. I didn't. Well, I'll save that for my moment of noob because I had a moment of noob that was centered around this exact thing. But yeah, I was just so I went in there and it was so stinking fun that I just had a great time. And then we've got our guildie Neo, and he has like he was part of our guild stuff where we went and did the guild hall and everything like that. And he was just, I mean, again, helpful, always there for you if you have any questions, all that kind of stuff.
He
But
dumped so much stuff in our guild banks for our tavern, and so did everybody, all of those
it's-
people.
everybody
And
participated.
all this just
Yeah,
goes
it's
to
so
say,
great.
we've said this before. I'm sorry to interject here, Boom, but I just gotta say it again. It's like I've never been a part of an MMO community like this. Period.
Not
like
at all.
period. Like people just
Yeah.
take you in, lavish you with resources, and like, hey, how can I help you? Rather than saying, you freaking noob scum piece of crap, I'm not running with you. It's just the antithesis of that with all these people.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And so anyway, so to get to this whole story, and I know it's long, but I'm trying. We got to talking, and Neo was like, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm selling all of the drinks from the Winter's Day. So I was collecting all these drinks. So I was running all the Winter's Day stuff, trying to get 18 of 18. And then any drink that I got, I was selling it on the auction house because I was raising some money. And I was trying to get about about 120 gold or so, because he had told me that I could buy the snow globe weapon off of the auction house. I wanted the staff with the snow globe on it really, really badly. So I
For
was
your
like,
necro,
okay,
right?
For my necro, which is my new favorite tune. So I was like, okay, so I'm going out there and I'm selling and I'm working and I'm doing all this stuff and I'm starting to build gold and I'm doing all this. And all of a sudden in the left-hand corner of my screen pops a little message that pops up in my mail, you know, in-game mail. And I'm like, what is this? So I click on it. And at first I was like, no way. And there it was, my snow globe weapon sitting
What?
in my mail. Yes.
Shut your mouth, dude.
I'm not shutting. So Neo had sent me the snow globe weapon skin
Awesome.
for my
That's
necro
awesome.
as a gift, and I was just right there. I was just blown away. It was like one of those ABC Family Christmas movies where
We were like a single tear, just
yes, and all of a sudden I believed in Santa Claus and all of the other things that come along with it. I was just like I was just blown away. So I have to tell him thank you. That was so stinking cool. And there was not a moment of zen that could touch that. So I am now running around Tyria with my snow globe weapon.
I'm kind of offended you didn't
It's
show
so
it
much
to me,
fun.
personally.
I know, because I was holding it for the show because I wanted you
I
to
see,
surprise.
I see.
So I wanted the element of
I
surprise.
feel less
when I
hurt
told
now
about
that you
it.
say that.
Yes,
It's okay.
the whole point was I wanted to, and then he's not max level yet, so I couldn't play him last night.
Oh, I know.
Otherwise, you would have probably seen it, and you just seen it come out. But that is for sure gonna be. I'm gonna have that skin on in the summer. Let's just put it that way. It's gonna stay on. That
You're
is
gonna
the
wear it
skin.
all year round.
It's all
It's
year
funny.
round. I'm gonna be running around with my snow globe skin because it's just the favorite thing that I have in the whole game. It's my favorite thing. So that was my moment of zen, and I thought it was a really, really good one. So there you go.
Blech.
And of course, we got our guild hall, which is the other moment of zen for all of
yes.
us, right? It's just going to be great. I'm so excited, by the way. And if you're out there and you're looking for a place and a home of a bunch of nice people, come join us. It's a lot of fun. Come play with us. It's just cool. We just play the game. It's not about, anything competitive or anything like that. We're just a bunch of people that just get together and we play the game and we talk in our chat and we have a great time. And we're using Discord chat now, which is a little weird, and I'm not sure if I like it yet. But we're having a good time, and it's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and move on to our community spotlight. So every week we like to spotlight some sort of community something that's going on. And I didn't know if you guys knew about this, but there's a new podcast that I found that is in episode 2.
No, I didn't know that.
It is called Shadow of the Dragon podcast. It's brand
Cool.
new. And so it's they're dedicated to everything Guild Wars 2. They cover the news, they do review updates, they share their experiences, everything you would kind of expect from a podcast. But these guys have been doing it for a while, so they really know what they're talking about. So unlike me, who comes on and I'm like, I think this is the way it goes, these guys really do know a lot of what they talk about. So it's really, really cool. If you are looking for something that's a little more focused on maybe theory crafting and finding some of that stuff, that is what they do. They are also they make note of this in a couple of their shows. They're safe for work, so you don't have to worry about any
Unlike us, right?
conversations about shaving. We're pretty close.
We're pretty close.
We just had that one little moment about the cat named Tess that was a little.
Don't even bring it up.
It was not our best moment. Anyway, so there.
I
Although
beg to differ, sir. I think it was our finest moment.
I listened to it in the car the other day, and here's the funny thing. You talk about cracking myself up. I'm listening to it in the car, and I actually was genuinely laughing almost in tears at that conversation because it was just so funny. But I want you guys to all check out Shadow of the Dragon podcast. It's very, very good. We need more podcasts. Get out there and make it happen. So Shadow of the Dragon. There you go. That's what I had. Adventures in Noobness. Adventures in Noobness. I think we had a couple Adventures in Noobness. You want to start us off, Militus, with the
Sure.
Adventures in Noobness? Because we want to hear about this ascended weapon that you just stumbled upon.
So the ascended weapon I got off of Twaddle was this Coal Forge's crate, okay? And you click on it, and it says, you can pick from a variety of weapons. And, of course, I play a ranger, so I'm going to obviously pick the longbow, and I picked Coal Forge's great bow. The problem was Coal Forge's great bow has precision as its main stat, and then power and then condition damage, which I guess for some builds would work great, but I wanted a Zerker build. I wanted a power build as my primary stat. So I type in Guild Chat. I'm like, oh man, I got this ascended, but unfortunately it's got the wrong stats. And I'll be straight up honest with you guys. I nearly made the greatest noob error ever. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, I should just probably salvage this thing. I'm serious. Like it crossed my mind to salvage it. But I type in the Guild Chat. I'm like, God, can you imagine if I salvaged it?
Oh man, that would have broke my heart, man.
That'd have been Militus broke ass segment forever. Is what that would have been. So I type in Guild Chat. I'm like, hey guys, I got this, Coal Forge's great longbow, and it's great, except it's got the wrong stats. And Neo was like, no, Militus, look, this is what you do. You add this recipe in the Mystic Forge, and you can have the bow you want. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, look, all you need is take the original ascended weapon that you got, go over to the Mystic Forge, take 10 spirit shards, which I had like 70 or something crazy spirit shards. Take 10 spirit shards, buy an anthology of heroes from the little merchant right there at the Mystic Forge, have 5 globs of ectoplasm in your inventory, then make an Orchilium imbued inscription of the stats you want. So for mine, it would have been a Berserker. So I made a Berserker imbued inscription. I put those 4 items, the anthology, the ascended weapon, the globs, 5 globs, and the inscription in the Mystic Forge. Ta-da! Zoja's Berserker longbow comes spitting out into Militus's loving arms. And I have my ascended weapon with all the big stats on it. So that's my moment of noobness is if you get an ascended drop, don't pull a Militus and think about salvaging it. Oh, Tess has her hand raised.
I have a question.
Okay.
So I knew that you could do that with weapons and with armor. So if like later on you decide you switch your stats and you've made all of your ascended armor, you can do the exact same thing and switch all of the stats on armor. What about trinkets?
Ooh.
Because I got a ring drop, an ascended ring drop, and that was back before HOTS, and we even knew that the Dragon Hunter class, what it was, and I was going to go heals with my Guardian. Do you remember? And so it has all this heal stuff on it that I don't need anymore. I don't want to throw it away because it's an ascended ring.
Here's the thing, Tess. It's gonna let you know whether or not you can do it or not by when you load it. Like I'll research it for you, but like when you're loading your stuff, just like when you use the Mystic Forge.
So if I have it in on my inventory, if it doesn't show up, I won't be able to use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there's only one caveat I forgot to mention about this, is that anytime you're thinking about doing this, do it right away. Don't add upgrades to your weapon or armor, because if you do, when you go through this process, you will lose those. The new piece that you get, those things will be gone. So sigils, runes, anything like that will be gone.
A bunch of upgrades on there, you're not going to get them back.
Greyrook in chat is saying he doesn't think you can do it with trinkets. Usually those are made to salvage. So,
maybe that's the case simply because you can buy pretty much any trinket you want with laurels.
Yeah, but
do they even drop? I don't even know if they drop.
What? Laurels?
No, trinkets, because I'm like, if a trinket drops and
they drop.
One, then you would.
That's how I got that trinket. Is it drops?
And I think rings drop like
in the
candy
world.
in fractal runs, high level fractal runs, like ascended rings drop like candy. Is my understanding.
Ascended rings, so we need to get
maybe like not candy, but they drop at a high frequency.
So you know what I need to learn about because I am a hardcore, I love crafting. Like that's I mean, I've got 4 pieces of ascended armor and I just love it to death. So what I've got to learn now is I've got to start looking at the back pieces, like those, like the chaos of Lysa and all those things. I've got to start looking at that. And I know that there are some ascended back pieces that are kind of achievement based in the new zones that I have no idea how to even start to unlock. So I've got to start looking at those.
It's a lot of fun, isn't it, to try to be able to, or to at least know that you can go out there and get all this stuff and that you can make it yourself. It's kind of fun because you don't always have to rely on that mad Militus luck. You can get it on your own.
You don't have to rely on one raid boss dropping it from their loot table 1.7% of the time.
and you might get the wrong stats on that.
Yes.
At least
the Mystic Toilet's awesome. I'm learning it's more awesome by the day. I just don't know enough about it. I think you've had this comment before too, Boone. It's just I don't know enough about it.
It's a mystery toilet to me. I'm like a toddler. I look at that thing. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I just don't know. So
it was very kind to me this past week. So I'm going to call it the Mystic Swirly of Goodness.
I'm going to have to figure out some stuff with it. Well, I also had a moment of noob. So as I said earlier, I didn't know what a home instance was. I don't know why. I just never.
I didn't either. I had no idea
that you had your own home instance at all. So I didn't even know it was a thing. And then we went in and we farmed these home instances, and I was like, what is this magic that you have going on here? So I guess you can go around and collect through different events and all the different things that have happened over the last 3 years. There's all these different things that have kind of come about. So, you did certain tasks and things and got certain achievements, and then you get nodes and different things to place in there. And I think you can buy some and all kinds of different things you can place into your home instance. I just didn't know this was a thing. It is crazy cool. It's like having, like housing in SWTOR and stuff like that. It's like,
well, I think
it's like your own little place.
Yeah. And it's, what it reminds me most of, I didn't reach this level in WildStar because I really didn't play that much, but it reminds me of WildStar where you can go to all your friends and use all their things.
That was level 13 test.
Yeah,
okay, throw that out there.
I got my instance, but I didn't get anything on it that could actually be farmed. I'm gonna fight you, Militant.
I'm sorry,
I'll still say this, by the way, and I'm just gonna, since you brought this up, WildStar has the greatest housing that has ever been.
They do.
It's better than guild halls.
Yes, it's pretty fantastic
because it's different. It's not guild halls.
It's not.
Can't really. That's apples to oranges comparison.
I mean, it's. I really enjoyed the way you had to fight your way in. I thought that was really cool because, like I said, shared experiences bring a guild together, and they bring people together, and you get to talk about it and say, "Oh, remember that time when we all got together and we got our guild hall? That was awesome." You don't do that in WildStar, but WildStar has good housing. I'm just gonna.
But you can do tons of decorations. Speaking of which, Neo went and made our guild hall look all snowy.
Did he really?
Yeah, he bought.
Shut your mouth.
He bought all
these. I've been in all day because I've been shopping. I gotta go.
All these snow piles. So there's those piles of snow all through.
That is so cool.
Okay.
So if you're a noob like us, there's a home instance, and you can start collecting things for your home instance. And my advice to you would be find somebody with a killer home instance, get to be friends with them.
Be very nice to them.
Maybe send them a Christmas card. Be really nice to them, because then they'll invite you into your home instance, and then you can go farm all the stuff, and then eventually you can craft anything you want, and you can then get a weapon, and then if you don't like the stats, you can then go into the Mystic Forge and change it. So
and Greyrook wanted us to point out that the first thing you can do if you do all the Gronk stuff, you'll get a Christmas tree in your home instance.
Oh, cool. I've done that. That means I can get a Christmas tree.
You have a Christmas tree?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm only 15 of 18. I got a little bit of work. I'm gonna get it though. I'm
14 of 18.
I got it all planned. I'm definitely gonna have it. Well, that leaves us with our next segment.
What in the hell?
That's right. It's time for Militus's broke-ass segment.
Because everyone that lives in Tennessee is broke-ass, just like me, apparently.
And here's your host, Militus.
So my spotlight for the Militus Broadcast segment.
Did you like that, by the way?
I did love it.
Did you like that? That was so. I went on because last week, and I was like, I do need to get some banjos going.
Hold on. I'm gonna switch hats for this.
There you go. Oh, you got a different.
Hold on.
Okay, we're gonna see.
Can you read that?
Old Smoky moonshine.
Old Smoky Moonshine.
I'm switching hats for the Militus Broadcast segment. I'm wearing my moonshine hat. So this week I'm spotlighting finishers in the gym store because if you're like Milla, and when you finally get that coveted PvP kill, which is rare, you want to be able to finish the hell out of somebody and really embarrass them because you don't get that opportunity very often. So the one finisher I've wanted for a long time, you guys probably know this, is the Rainbow Unicorn.
Deer.
Okay. Well, it's not available, Tess. Did you know that?
It's
You
not.
can't buy
You
it.
can't get it. You can't buy that.
Not yet.
No, you cannot. Because I'm learning this as a noob in Guild Wars. They have time-limited sales on these finishers. So if you're the person like, I want to kill someone and I want a snow globe to show up on their ass, or I want to kill someone and I want a snowman to show up on them, or a gift to explode over their dead corpse, now's your time, my friend. 700 gems and you can have one of 3 finishers: the gift, the snow globe, or the snowman. Here's the thing. I bet they all go away after Winter's Day is over. That's my guess.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Now you can also get a chance to get one of those finisher, a permanent one, if you do the Winter's Day PvP track. If you finish
Nice.
the Winter's, you get this ultimate Winter's Day present if you finish the entire track, which isn't hard. You can do it in a couple days, no problem. And one of the possibilities
That's great.
is one of those
But see, you
finishers.
wouldn't be a broke ass. You'd just be a badass.
That's a whole different thing. Yeah.
See, that's a PvP badass that doesn't fit with the Militus Broadcast segment.
Maybe that's
Tess.
what
Come
we
on.
need. We
Sorry,
need.
I'm sorry.
We need Tessa's badass segment.
Yes.
I'll give
That's
work.
Tess's PvP badass segment. We got to
I'm
add
gonna
that
have
to the.
I'm gonna have to get some like
Killed
80s
in
guitar
PvP
music.
today. I changed
for
up
that.
my rotation and slaughtered. It was awesome.
Did you run ranked? Did you break out of the ranked?
I did not.
you
I
trying to get out of
refuse to
Amber?
run rank. I
You
won't
gotta
run
get out of
rank.
Amber so you can get the reward. You got to do that
Eh.
at some point.
Nope.
I had one thing I wanted to add to Militus's broke ass segment because I also enjoy a good gem store, and so they have this thing called the Bandit Sniper Appearance Pack. Oh, have you seen that?
It's so badass. Yes.
It's cool. Like if you were a thief out there in this game, like I don't know why you wouldn't already own it because it's just that cool, and it looked pretty cool on my Necro, and I was kind of looking at it going, but it's a whole pack. I don't know what all comes in it, but there's a whole bunch
It's
of
more
stuff.
than just the outfit. You get
Yeah, it's
several
more,
things.
You get some other stuff in there, but it's,
Some dyes and-
it's 2,000 gems.
2,000. That's Militus double broke ass right
Yeah,
there.
that's
what
double
that
broke ass segment.
constitutes.
So,
$25.
but it was 2,800 gems originally, so it's on sale. But it's really that cool, and so I don't know, but I may have to break down. I may have to get the Bandit Sniper Appearance Pack.
It's the coolest outfit I've seen in the game. That Bandit Sniper outfit. It is.
I agree. It's good.
I don't know. There's a really, really adorable
No.
little Eskimo outfit. That's pretty.
Oh, the winners. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
a couple of like the wintery outfits, but no, Tess. I'm sorry.
Well, the
Not as
problem
cool.
is being a female gamer and playing a girl toon is that a lot of those outfits are either super skimpy for my guardian, like I don't have any armor on, let's go run into battle, or they're like these super intricate dresses that just are a little over the top.
Then the
So-
Bandit Sniper Pack is for you.
Well, no, there was this little Eskimo outfit that was pretty cute. I might have to go buy that one. Just to be different. You boys go do your sniper thing. I'm going to rock my little Eskimo outfit.
I do like the fact that there's enough variety.
Yeah.
You can really kind of find something that suits you.
And I do appreciate Guild Wars for not making everything overly sexualized.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to have a skimpy outfit, they have them. And, you know, if I was playing like a light armor wear, maybe I would. But I like
Your
the fact-
guardian.
Yeah, I'm a
It doesn't
guardian.
fit. Yeah, it doesn't
No, I'm
fit.
not going to go in and with like fairy wings and these little, my boobs hanging out everywhere. Like that doesn't work.
Yeah, I have heavy armor.
I'm like, I will hit everything. Let me just smack it with my stick.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm gonna leave that one alone completely.
Yeah,
Oh
there you
gosh,
go.
why did
Leave it
you?
alone.
There you go. So go out there and get all of your cool stuff from the store because it's awesome. And let's get into the real meat and potatoes of the show. All right, we're done being broke. Now it's time for a little bit of news. I wanted to start off with kind of a cool thing that just happened. So they released the Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorn soundtrack on vinyl records. Did you guys see this?
Okay.
I saw that you posted it and it was freaking sick.
Did you?
I can't
did you
believe this.
Look at
Like,
them. They look.
what's going on?
Yes.
The vinyl record making the comeback, apparently?
Vinyl is
The best
thing.
medium.
No, I agree. Like, I grew up in the 70s, listening to my dad's turntable all the time. But, like, I'm out shopping today for the wife, and Tess, I see literally 10 different models of turntable.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like they're making a comeback,
Yeah.
apparently.
Like Barnes and Noble. You can go to
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble and buy a turntable.
I'd say
now.
for the last 5 years or so, they've slowly started inching up because of the warmth of the sound. Sorry, music nerd, go on.
No, I love the breakdown. You educate me. I appreciate that. No, but imagine how Heart of Thorns would sound on the turntable.
So good.
It's really cool, and the thing about them though is like normal vinyl is like vinyl, right? It's a cool, one of the things you missed out on with the move from vinyl records to CD is vinyl records used to be all about the artwork. So you had this big giant disc of artwork, right? And then you shrunk it down to the CD and then you kind of lost something in that. Well, this is really cool, but if you pull the record out of the sleeve, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's like gnarly looking. It almost looks like it has some sort of plant growing from it. Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
The
it
actual
looks
vinyl
so cool.
itself looks all like crazy colored. It's really, really, really cool. So there you go. So go check out the vinyl. I have a link to it, by the way, in the show notes, as Militis and Tess are talking to each other in chat and distracting me, but that's okay. So go in there and go check this out because you're going to want to buy this, and vinyl is making a comeback. You're right. So Militis, what else do we got? You talked about massively named Guild Wars 2, the best
X-Pack of the year. Here's
Yeah,
the thing.
won.
It won. Like, that's awesome. But I think to understand this victory of Heart of Thorns, you have to understand the competition. Listen, this was a big year for the MMO expansion. It went up against some heavy players. I'm talking Heaven's Sword for Final Fantasy was a big
that
success.
was a big deal.
Big success. Okay, SWTOR's expansion was big. And so, I don't know. I mean, and between those three, like, that's stiff competition. Yeah. So, congrats to ArenaNet. That's a pretty big. And here's the thing about Massively, just real quickly. Their media outlet, in my humble opinion, is one of the most objective, well-rounded journalistic outlets for MMO gamers out there. Like, I don't ever feel like what they're selling me is being sold to publishers or game developers. I feel like it's written by real journalists. So when they give an award, like, to me, it carries a lot of weight. So congrats to ArenaNet for that.
That was really great. Yeah, they talked about a couple of the things in the article about, some of the things that set it apart. They talked highly of the elite specializations and the alternative weapon sets that just kind of gave everything a different way to play it all the time. They think the Revenant was brand new, so it wasn't like they just kind of adopted some other stuff and kind of made a new thing work out. They really did build a brand new profession out of it. And then nobody can say that Maguma isn't beautiful. I mean, it really is.
It's just hard.
It's fantastic.
Well, even though, okay, here's the thing. Even though old Milla will complain from time to time about how HOTS is different than old core Tyria. One thing I can never say about ArenaNet is that they are not willing to take a chance and change the design of the game and be bold in the way to design the game. And they've done that, right, in Heart of Thorns. I mean, everything about Heart of Thorns is very bold in the design, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they earned it for that reason alone in my book.
Absolutely. I mean, they built this expansion, as I've always said, as kind of the end game content, and there's lots of end game content. And as we're starting to get more and more into it, I just can see myself playing this end game content for a year and a half and not getting bored, as opposed to playing it for a real short time and then getting bored with it.
I mean, especially considering all the stuff. Now, we might feel slightly differently if we weren't the noobs that we are. Because
You mean about it being difficult?
no, about it being plenty of content.
Or both, Tess.
Yeah.
Because if you've been playing this game for 3 years and you know every skill in every class and every nook and every cranny of the game, I bet it doesn't feel as hard.
Yeah,
but
my point is we've got we have all the guild stuff to unlock. We still have things to craft. We still have things to, I've unlocked 100% world completion on one character, but I can do it on my other 280s, and I want to have an 80 in every single profession, and so on and so forth. So to me, it feels like I still have a ton of stuff to do. So I have no issue with this being a purely quote unquote end game expansion. I have no problem with that. It's going to take me forever to get through it anyway, because I suck.
So one of the things, though, that's cool, though, if you think about it, is that they also do little distractions to the content, like Winter's Day. So we had this Winter's Day event that came,
which is so much fun.
It pulls.
Oh my
away
word! It's so
from
much
your,
fun
for your main stuff, and you have a lot of fun. And so I also linked a YouTube video to a gentleman by the name of That Shaman, and he did the jumping puzzle backwards. So
like he was jumping backwards?
He jumped backwards in the entire jumping puzzle. So
Yeah.
he switched the camera angle so that he could see
the camera angel.
He couldn't actually really see very well. Like, even, because if you spin her all the way around the back of your character, you don't have as far of a view as you do when you're looking the other direction. So he spun it around, and then he jumps backwards, and he jumped backwards through more than I could ever do forwards. It was insane. Like, I couldn't
Did you
even
do the whole thing?
Yes.
After we're done here, I think I'm going to give it a few more shots.
You need to try it backwards, because I want some
No, I'm not trying it
I want some recordings like that.
Let me get it 15 times, which is what the achievement is.
That's great. Have you done it once, Tess?
No, I've gotten halfway one time.
Can you imagine doing it 15 times?
But people do, and I find the Winter's Day jumping puzzle to be way more accessible than the Halloween one. But people do that one, no problem. I would be in groups.
Once you do it once, it gets easier. That's what I'm hearing. Like, once you do it once, it just sort of like.
Which is what I noticed with getting halfway. Once I got halfway, I almost got halfway like 2 times, and each time it got a little easier. So, muscle memory.
Muscle memory, yeah.
I still think
and what's coming.
I don't know. I might give it another shot just before Winter's Day ends, which is, by the way, set to end January 12th, 2016. So if you're doing Winter's Day stuff, it's scheduled to end a couple weeks into January. So you'll have a little bit more time to do that. So I'm definitely thinking I'm going to be able to hit 18 of 18 achievements, which is what I set out to do, which will be fun. I am not going to try to do everything and get the drinking achievement or any of that stuff. Like I said, I've been selling my drinks off because they sell for pretty good gold right now. So I am just taking those bad boys, selling them, taking the cash, and then I'll put the cash to good use for something else throughout the year. But check out all these things, by the way. All of this is in the show notes. So if you download the podcast, if you look in the notes section, you'll see everything that we do is right here. We record the show completely live, and it's put up about 30 minutes after we record it live on Twitch. We actually we roll it right out to the podcasting things, and all I do is I take our show notes and I copy and paste them, so you have everything that we had accessible to you. So if there's something we talked about and you couldn't remember what it was, it's all there. So make sure that we'll do that. Next week, by the way, we will not be live, but we do have a show. So there's going to be an episode that's going to come out, but it will not be a live episode. We're going to pre-record that episode and have it ready to go because it's what is that, the 30th, I think, is when it comes out, and we're just not available to do the show. But we want to make sure a show comes out, so we're going to do it that way instead. So there
It is the 30th,
you
yeah.
have it. Perfect. Did you guys have anything else that you would like to add to all of this?
No, I think we're pretty ready.
Well, let's move on to our wonderful, wonderful shout-outs. And boy, do we have a lot of shout-outs today.
Ooh, we have lots.
So I wanted to start it off and kick it off by giving that shout-out to Neo. You are just awesome, awesome, man. I am so thankful for that awesome skin. I really appreciated it. And Pain/Lizard, thank you for introducing us to farming and doing the farming instance. That was super cool because I didn't even know it existed, and it was fun to get to meet all those people. How about you, Tess? Who do you got?
Well, I mean, I've got a chunk of new guildies.
Yeah,
I've got a chunk of new guildies. So all of our new PC Guild members, and if you want to join us, please do. We are wide open, and like you've heard us talk the last several weeks, we're building everything from the ground up. So
and we are now a combination of new players and veteran seasoned experts. So
Highly skilled, legendary toting players.
So you'll be able to join up with people to do different things. Like I could really envision us having a team that's running the boss train, and a team that's maybe raiding, and a team that's doing different things. I could really see it divided up into lots of different groups, and it'll be fun because you can kind of get to know all those groups and participate in whatever way you like. So it'll be fun.
Absolutely. So our new guildies are Grey Rook, who's in chat, love you, mwah, 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 mwah. Contra, Neo, Enders, Nine Fingers, also known as Boomfardo.
Boomfardo from Monster. Boomfardo.
Yeah. And
He
Freyer.
Fantastic.
And today, 12/23/2015, I have to give a huge shout out to one of our Dirty C's.
Yes.
Huge. And I didn't even see it's casual. By the way, Dirty Casuals. Just so we're clear. To Esmeralda Sky.
Yes.
Oh, Esmeralda, today's her birthday, guys.
Happy birthday, Esmeralda. You're
I should have
awesome.
some-
We love you.
I needed some birthday music queued up. I didn't quite.
Happy birthday, Esme. She's such a
Yes.
pillar in our little gaming community of friends that we had before we came to Go Wars.
Yes.
And so she's wonderful, and she's such a good person. If you want to follow someone who's really entertaining on Twitter, you should follow at Esmeralda Sky.
Yes, for sure.
fun.
She's kind of a pillar in the gaming community as a whole.
She is, yeah. Big time.
Yeah. So
She's got an
definitely do
awesome podcast herself.
Podcast.
Yeah,
Yes, she does.
Chicks. I've got to say this carefully. I've got to say it carefully.
Yeah, go ahead and say that carefully because we've already had a couple mess ups.
Yeah. It's Chicks That Click.
There you go.
Chicks that click.
There you go. Go check out that podcast. It's available everywhere where great podcasts are found, by the way. All right, we also had a couple little nice things that were said about us on Reddit this week.
What?
So I just
Hold
wanted
on.
to say that.
Just stop the freaking train. Hold on just a second.
That's what I said when I read that.
You said nice things and Reddit in the same sentence, my friend.
It's not just
So
trolls,
please clarify.
unless they're saying nice things about us in a trolly fashion, but they're not actually. These are just genuinely nice people. So Hardly Hardy on Reddit said, "Just got done listening to your first episode. It was good stuff. Always fun hearing from people newer to the game as they enjoy all the cool differences GW2 has." So that was very, very nice.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hardly Hardy.
And
awesome.
Sarah
Minovsky.
Minovsky. I was working on that one and I still messed it up. She said, "I'm listening now and really enjoying it. I'd like to call in for the next one." So
You should totally
Holding
call
you-
in.
Holding you to that, Sarah.
Right, we'll
Call
definitely
in.
call. Yeah. I can't remember what the phone number is, but it's there. I was gonna make you sing it live, but you wouldn't do it. Anyway, definitely call in to the show because we will play anything that gets called in. Pretty much is going to get played because we think it's a lot of fun.
It's funny.
It's a lot of fun. Well, on that note, thank you everybody for listening. The show has been so popular, and we just love all of the downloads and everybody listening to the show. Please tell your friends about our podcast, and make sure that you send us a message if there's something that you'd like to hear. We're also kind of doing a little bit of a call out here. We're going to be trying to bring on some guests starting next year, so if you are somebody who would like to be a part of the show, what we do is we encourage you to join the guild, come play with us, come get to know us a little bit, and then we would love to have you come be a part of the show. So if you're wanting to do that, send us a text message, come join up, come be a part of it, and we'll start getting those guests on starting next year. And the goal was always to have kind of one of those guests be maybe good at something so that we can ask them questions and get to know the game a little better. And every week I feel like we are getting to know the game better, and it's gonna be great. I think this is gonna be an even better addition for us to go deeper with some of the stuff in Guild Wars 2. So on that note, unless you guys have anything else to say,
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to all the GW2 peeps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Have fun. Finish Winter's Day. Try to get that achievement. Drink those 10,000 drinks. And we are out.
I knew you had to come back to me. If I had a little banjo, I'd start picking for you.